Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well. So I'm glad to see there's more ETF fund families coming out with different cover call products. So Global X has something called MLPD and QDCC cover calls ETFs coming out. So I think the high yield wars are starting to rage up, and I'm kind of wondering if Global X has some winner on their hands. So I've touched on these before, but this one is an updated prospectus dated April 17th. So technically it still hasn't been SEC approved, but I'm gonna cross my fingers that, you know, I guess like since there's an update, maybe we'll see these fairly soon. So the first one I'm gonna cover is the quality dividend cover call. So I guess like quality could probably be subjective, so it depends on what they finally reveal when it does come out. So I'm curious to see what kind of criteria they use to rank quality. And definitely the price is right. I mean, 35 basis points for this one, so it's not bad at all. So the strategy, they want to invest at least 80% of the net assets plus borrowings for investment purposes, if any. So that's interesting that they put in that verbiage that they might leverage this, but I hope they don't. But I hope this is just like a general blanket statement. So it's gonna be securities in like their QDIV ETF. So I guess like for a sneak preview, we can probably look at like their QD, like the regular QDIV ETF, kind of see what's in there, because they're gonna try to follow this index. So I guess it's pretty smart to kind of leverage their existing QDIV ETF. So this is interesting for them. So in terms of like portfolio managers, I'm not seeing anything that stands out in a bad way. In fact, it's actually probably a good thing. You see, I have like two CFA charter holders, so like that gives me some comfort. And again, the second one, same warning label. April 17th prospectus, not SEC approved, but this one's based off of their MLP and energy infrastructure ETF. So this guy's MLPD. So again, I think this is smart. They already have a MLPX ETF. So if you want to take a look inside, like the holding, to see if there's anything that you like or maybe dislike, you can go right ahead. Also, the same kind of like strategy, because kind of like the warning label, they want to at least invest at least 80% of its net assets plus borrowings for investment purposes, if any. And let's take a look. Next slide. So again, just in case like you want to read more about like the managers, again it's the same folks, two CFA charter holders, and the other two not too bad either. So like for example, Wayne Shea has a investment experience at VanEck, so not too bad. And then like for example, Vanessa Yang, even though she's not a CFA charter holder yet, also same thing, VanEck experience. But then like the she has a MS in financial engineering, so not exactly a lightweight. So I'm glad to see this type of experience. Now for the MLPX one, it's a little bit more expensive. I'm not sure why, but I'm guessing because like the master limited partnerships, there's probably more administrative burden in terms of like record keeping. I'm not gonna go too much detail, but like the master limited partnerships sometimes like for like in terms of like state tax returns can be a pain. So I'm guessing that's why there's probably more expenses associated with this one. But again, I don't know all the exact details in this particular case, but still, even 60 basis points for a differentiated ETF covered call product is pretty reasonable, I would say. And then and if I'm gonna get any of this, I think I'm probably gonna lean more towards like the MLPD one first. If I'm gonna get these two, again, I don't want to like color anyone's like investment decisions, because this is just like more personal. Because I think the energy sector will probably perform more than normal, unless like peace breaks out and then energy prices can go back down, and consequently inflation can go back down. Then in that case, like MLPD could have like a potential defensive properties to it, and then so depending on what energy does and like when this uh, ETF comes out, I'm probably leaning towards MLPD first, or it depends on what happens. Both of these funds are attractive to me, so I'm gonna wait this time and like just see how it plays out. I'm in no rush. And then like in terms of like pros, I think this could be a potential signal, since more and more of like these cover call ETFs come out. Uh, we could potentially see early stages of like a maybe like a potential volatility. I don't know what kind of bubble I want to call this. If this is a high yield bubble or if this is more of a short volatility bubble. I mean, we'll just have to see. But I'm glad like for these two, at least these are different types of products instead of like this the usual like triple Q or SPY or IWMY type of excuse me IWM type of product where it's just like they're based off of like the same type of indices, and these are a little bit different, and potentially offer more diversification. So these are interesting to me. And of course, like there's going to be the usual risk that like you don't have any control of the option strike selection. I took a look pretty quickly at like the MLP and like the quality ETF. The options like the liquidity looks a little light, so it'll be interesting to see how they actually do the cover calls. And then of course like implied volatility collapse, and that and then that means like skimpy premiums, and I don't think the yields will be consistent month to month, but I've noticed like for global X they seem more, I guess because they're used to the process, so they've been able to kind of streamline, and their yields are more conservative, so that might be something for people to consider too. So again, not financial advice, uh, just something to keep in the back of your mind. If you like this type of content, please consider giving this a like. If you could subscribe as well, I would greatly appreciate it. I hope people make and keep good money out there. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.